The Walking Dead returned to the silver screen last night. AMC's zombie franchise has a ratings juggernaut for the past 5 seasons. So why should season 6 be any different? Joining us right now is actor Ross Marquand. He plays Aaron on The Walking Dead.
Hello.
Ross, congrats to you.
Thank you very much.
Wow, how are you handling all of this fantastic excitement around you and the show?
It's mostly the show, not so much me, but thank you. It's been incredible. You know, I was a huge fan of the show from the very beginning, from that very first Halloween episode, 2010, and so to go from being an uber fan of the show to now being on it, it's just it's surreal.
Why do you think this is such an exciting and popular genre?
Well, I think it's a universal show. It deals with, a lot of universal themes about love and loss and struggle and kind of perseverance after everything falls apart in your life. And I think everyone around the world can kind of,
and everybody
relate to that.
It resonates.
And everybody can love a zombie. Everybody loves horror.
Yeah.
It's scary as Jesus.
Yeah, who doesn't love the undead,
Well, I can't watch it. I told them earlier, I watched the first couple of seasons. I can't watch it because it's on a little too late and I got to go to bed and get up at 2:30 in the morning.
Then she has nightmares.
Horrific nightmares.
Well, it's funny because my parents, Kermit and Nancy, they're in their 70s, and they said, they didn't think they would want to watch it even if I told them I booked it. And they're like, it's not really for us. It's a zombie show. And now they started watching. They've watched every single episode, and they said they love it. It's actually one of their favorite shows now.
Because when you get right down to it, as you said, it's a story that people really relate to.
Yeah, and the zombies are really tertiary, I think, to the storyline.
Yeah, that's true.
So from going from a fan to now being in it, what's the biggest difference from being on that side of the camera to being at home watching it?
I think the biggest difference is recognizing the fact that, all these actors and these people that I have kind of idolized and come to, respect and admire over the years are really just people, So for me, it's kind of a nice little realization that, all these amazing, talents are actually just, at the end of the day, good, solid, normal people who have their own struggles and everything else.
That's how I feel about Maria, as I was saying.
Right. I was totally geeking out like crazy.
Were you just geeking out?
Yeah. I met Andrew Lincoln on the first day, and Norman Reedus. I'm like, God, these are juggernauts, of the screen. So
how great. Yeah. So you went to Comic-Con over the weekend. How was that?
It was insane.
Tell us about Comic-Con.
Comic-Con's incredible. I'm amazed by what those folks do. I mean, like the cosplay, dressing up and just like the panels, you go to them and they're packed. There's just people just waiting for hours and hours just to see one of their favorite shows.
People make fun of the people who go and calling them geeks, but man, they're super serious, and that's your audience.
Right.
I mean, that is your key. That's
well,
your key demo.
And it's a huge business too. It's become this massive, multi-billion-dollar thing.
And people love comics. Not just kids. I mean, comic books and comic characters.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ross, you do impressions.
I do.
You want to give us one?
What do you feel like?
Brad Pitt.
Hey, you want a little Brad Pitt? I'd be happy to. Yeah, I heard it's Columbus Day. I heard you're hosting that. Congratulations, it's really great. Me and Angie, we couldn't be here today. We're with the kids, all 17 of them, but we'd love to come next year. It'd be great.
I love it. How about Donald Trump?
I don't do Donald. I actually don't have a Donald. I should have probably prepared one. That would be great. Yeah.
Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey? Sure. We can do a little Kevin Spacey. Do you want Kevin Spacey normal or Frank Underwood? Because we can slip in the butt. I'd be happy to do it right here, right now.
How about Bill Clinton?
Bill Clinton, I don't do Bill Clinton too well. It's not one of my go-to wheelhouses, but I will work on it better for you.
I love it.
All right.
I love it.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I can work into that. Sure.
Give us some more. What's your favorite one?
I love doing like angry Harrison Ford. He's kind of my favorite.
Do it.
That and Sean Connery going off each other is kind of my fun way.
Now, you listen to me. People have been ripping on these cosplay kids at Comic-Con for years. But I'll tell you what, without them, you don't have a franchise. You don't have anything. There's no business. There's no franchise. There's no syndication. You need it all. You hear me?
You're great.
Only angry
God.
Harrison Ford.
This is a private, amazing show that you're giving. And your show, Walking Dead, is known for surprise twists and turns. And look at the surprise you're giving us right now.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you.
What are the most popular characters getting abruptly killed off the show? Are you ever nervous about what's going to happen with the timeline and the script for you?
Yeah, I mean, always. I think that was a real consideration throughout every day you go to set. And you're like, am I going to die today? Am I going to die this episode? And I think for me, it petrified me, and it really kind of paralyzed me to the point where I wasn't doing my job as well as I could have or should have. And so, after a few months of just like sitting with it. I just said, you just have to enjoy the ride, however long it lasts.
Great.
How much does the plot change season to season? You know, is there unexpected twists and turns that you didn't know were going to happen a season ago?
Well, you know, it is very much based on Robert Kirkman's incredible graphic novel of the same name. So we know to some degree where it's going to go, but not entirely. So, you know, we just kind of hope, you know, since my character's still alive in the comics, I'm kind of like, I'm hoping that one plot point still stays true. You know, we'll see. But
I love it.
Yeah.
Ross, really great to have you on the show
Thank
today.
you very much.
Best of luck. We'll be watching.
I appreciate it.
We appreciate it. Ross Marquand there. We'll be right back.